What's good, real cool people? It's your boy David, the real cool dude. This is my lovely friend Jessica. You can find her on YouTube at JayCrafty, Jay Crafty, all one word. She does a lot of fun DIY projects and gets into some cool stuff. She's eventually going to be getting into some possible like nerd stuff, film stuff, cosplay stuff. So look forward to that. Please go give her a subscribe and likety-like all of her wonderful content. Jessica, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And so today we are going to be talking about a little film, a little reboot, going by the name of Child's Play. So initially going into this movie, I wasn't a fan of Chucky or Child's Play much. I didn't go in this with like, oh, it better live up to what I used to know. Because, you know, hashtag not my Chucky. Like, I wasn't one of those people going in. But I understand that you were a fan or are a fan. So how did you feel going in?
You know, I don't like to do the whole comparing old to new type of thing because they're both trying to be their own entities in a way. Okay. But I was going in with a certain hope because there were elements of it that seemed promising. I was open to it.
Good. Okay, cool. So your initial thoughts now having seen it, did it meet your expectations? Pause.
If you're talking about certain things, yes. Certain things surprised me, and then other things, yes, I was disappointed.
I just want to note how when she said yes, it was like yes question mark. It was yes. So
because I had to elaborate.
Fair enough. Yeah, I had zero expectations going in. I mean, I guess maybe kind of low because, like I said, I never really like adhered to the source material.
And you weren't like a fan,
so I was super open and ready for whatever they gave me. And quite frankly, I dug it. I enjoyed it. But again, I'm not attached to it in any kind of way. I would put it like this. This movie is it is the love child of Small Soldiers and Black Mirror. I was pleased.
Okay.
And she's like, you're wrong, but okay. It's fine.
No one's opinion is wrong. But it is
wrong. So one of the biggest controversies over this new Child's Play is the look of our wonderful buddy, Chucky.
Buddy.
You see what I did?
Buddy.
You see what I did with the...
Yeah.
You see what I did?
Speaking on strictly just design, when I saw it in the trailer and when the movie first started, I hated it. Part of, like, as the movie went on, and you saw him more and more, it slightly grew on me, but not to the point of liking it. Like, I still don't like it, but I don't hate it as much as when I saw the trailer for the first time.
Okay.
His head is not proportionate to the rest of his body.
He got a big head. He got a peanut head.
His head is like thumping out of his shoulders. It's huge.
And they gave him like these gargantuan eyes, which... they do play into the story later, and it kind of has a cool effect. But yeah, it just makes him feel that more otherworldly. Because initially, you know, he's supposed to be your best friend, your companion, and he's supposed to look all sweet and innocent, which is something that I felt was kind of cool about the original Chucky's design as well, because the original looked like a variation of like a Cabbage Patch doll. Like it was a very innocent looking thing. I actually felt this looked more creepy. It looked innocent, but it still just had this creepy, unsettling look to its design.
Maybe the original one was creepier in a way of that you knew this doll wasn't going to get up and walk anywhere. All it was he made noise.
That's a really good point. Because, this doll is a robot that's designed. Yeah. And this isn't a spoiler. You see it in the trailer. It's designed to be a moving, walking, talking thing on its own.
So if you see him walking around, you're probably just like, oh, he's turning on something.
Yeah, he's doing his program. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
but if you saw the original Chucky walking around, like,
you shouldn't be doing that.
hey.
Yeah, so I'll give you that. I didn't think about that. That's a really good point. Creature design aside, I really liked what they were doing with Chucky out the gate. You get to know Andy and his mom pretty well, and you understand the dynamic that they have. You understand the kind of kid that Andy is. So when Buddy comes into his life, you understand how they actually have this kind of bond. And then even with things happening and Chucky starting to act strange, I feel like they did a really good job of setting that up. You definitely sympathized or empathized with him because he was essentially faulty programming that just didn't get it and felt as though he's not doing anything wrong. And I really appreciated that arc and really having almost an origin to the evil. It's not just I hocus pocused myself into a doll and I'm already a serial killer, But that's me. I really I like going in.
You say that like it's a silly thing, but it was a dope story in the original.
Hey, it worked.
So don't hocus pocus fingers at the first movie, okay?
These are not hocus pocus fingers. These are hocus pocus fingers.
You do know what the original saying for that is, right? I hope so.
It was a joke.
I know it was a joke. I'm just making sure.
Didn't work.
It was hilarious.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I personally am not a huge fan of the whole technology being so advanced that it develops feelings and it knows how to feel and kind of make conscious decisions and stuff.
Real sentient AI.
I'm just personally not really into that. It's harder for me to believe. It's not as believable to me.
I gotta disagree on this one because this is the kind of stuff that creeps me out. Because the thing is, we actually already have this kind of tech. That's why, when you log on to, say, JCPenney, and then when you go onto your Facebook, all of a sudden you have a crap load of JCPenney ads, it's because your computer literally just then was like, ooh, I learned this information about you. Let me put it here because it seems like you like this thing. That's exactly what Chucky did. It was so creepy and that's the Black Mirror-ness of it all, where it's a very harsh look at potential realities of AI.
So then let me say this. If he's a machine that's designed to make Andy happy, if he's telling you not to do something, then why is it still even in your programming to go and still do that then?
If you've seen the movie, write in the comments below, what did you think about the concept of AI in this film? Was it too far-fetched or was it a little too close to reality? Let us know in the comments below. And do you prefer supernatural as opposed to scientific? Do you like the concept of voodoo transference of a spirit into a thing or the idea of Terminator? All right, so the writing, the story, I felt like it was very strong for its first act and even through a good portion of its second act. It's really when Chucky makes his big turn to the dark side that unfortunately I feel like things were starting to fall apart. And you and I talked about this as well, where it's honestly nothing about Chucky or anything else with character development at this point. This is now more just writers how do we up the ante and how do we make it more spectacular and more gory and blah, blah, blah. Y'all made it less, you took the heart away from what was really cool that I thought was a really cool evolution of this character. What did you think?
Just being a fan of the original, I felt the writing on this movie was lazy.
Okay.
Just for example, it seemed like they kind of wrote the whole scene backwards, where they planned, okay, I want this person to die this way. How can we lead up to that?
Very Zack Snyder of you, writers of Child's Play. That's how I feel about Zack Snyder. It's he has an idea where it's I want this really cool explosion to happen. Now, what can we make to make that explosion happen?
That's exactly
get
how
it.
this felt. If I'm watching a movie and I'm thinking to myself, either why would you make that decision or why are you such a terrible liar? I feel like it's almost late. Like, why is it that most people, if they're trying to hide something in a movie, why are they all bad liars? Why are they all terrible? A part of the writing where it's like, oh, hey, where are you going with that?
What was that again? What?
We've all lied to our parents before. This is not breaking news.
Not me, Mom.
I have.
Not me, Dad.
Mom, sorry. I do want to make a point that there are good things about this movie that I did like, even though my comments may sound like I don't like the movie or that I hated the movie. There are good things in it, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the things that I enjoyed are spoilers, and I don't want to spoil it for you. There are parts of the story that I do like and appreciate, yes.
I'm glad to hear that, because I enjoyed what this did. I felt like the pacing was pretty solid too. I didn't ever feel like I was bored at any point. Just like when you start to feel like things are slowing down, then something happens to put you right back in it. And as you heard Jessica say, even to the naysayer perhaps, there are some good things about the movie.
I also want to say, for those of you that are like me, that are fans of the original, this movie was not really scary to me, except for the few gory moments in it. It's more of a thriller than it is a horror movie. I feel like...
Fair enough. Overall, I feel like this movie deserves a chance. I feel like they did some really clever things, some really smart things in reintroducing this character to a new generation, essentially, for the franchise of Child's Play. The design is a little weird, sure, but I think that plays to the story and to the character. The other characters, the supporting characters, are pretty solid. You understand who they are. You care about them. If things happen to them, you feel for them. You also feel for Chucky. I really think that you'll have a good time. Check this one out. Perhaps check it out as a matinee. Save a few bucks. And it's definitely going to be a fun streaming movie when it finally is available to be streamed. At the end of the day, I suggest checking it out. And if you've already seen it, please leave me a comment below about what you thought. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle? Let your boy know. And that's my time, people. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, please be sure to give it a like if you like. And of course, if you like all the chocolatey goodness, and we got the butter pecan goodness too. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. You can find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, @RealCoolDude, REEL Cool Dude. And you can find the lovely Jessica at This Yo Girl Jay on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can also, again, find her YouTube channel, JayCrafty, Jay Crafty, all one word. Thank you, folks, for coming down this review journey with us. Hopefully you guys will come back. Until next time, as usual, you guys are wonderful. It's your boy David, the Real Cool Dude. Keep it real.
Hollywood lights, out here living the dream. I'm the chocolate man who loves silver screens. Giving movie reviews is the thing I do, cause I'm the Real Cool Dude. Haha.